The classroom went silent. The chalk slipped from her hand. Then, without a word, Mrs. Parker, the 62-year-old English teacher, collapsed to the floor. Desks scraped. Students gasped. One boy laughed under his breath, whispering, "She probably just wants attention." No one moved, except for one girl, Emily, who dropped to her knees beside her teacher. "Someone call 911!" she cried. But the others hesitated, filming instead. Phones pointed, giggles, disbelief. Emily shook Mrs. Parker's shoulders. "Please, wake up!" By the time paramedics arrived, the teacher was barely breathing. They lifted her onto a stretcher. As the gurney rolled past the class, Emily grabbed her teacher's cold hand and whispered, "Hold on, please." That afternoon, the principal entered the classroom with tears in her eyes. "Mrs. Parker had a heart attack," she said softly. "She's in critical condition." The same students who had laughed now stared at their desks. For the first time, the room was truly silent. Weeks passed. Then one Monday morning, the door opened. Mrs. Parker stood there, pale, weak, but smiling. No one spoke. She looked around the room and said quietly, "I watched the video." The students froze. Their faces turned red. "I wasn't angry," she continued. "I was heartbroken, because I thought I had failed to teach you the most important lesson." She picked up the piece of chalk she'd dropped that day. "Compassion," she said. "That's the only subject that matters when life erases everything else." The room filled with sniffles. Even the boy who had mocked her stood up. "Mrs. Parker," he said, voice trembling. "I'm sorry." She nodded, tears shining in her eyes. "I forgive you, but promise me, next time someone falls, don't just film it. Lift them." Months later, that same boy was driving home when he saw a man collapse on the sidewalk. Without thinking, he jumped out, called for help, and started CPR. The paramedics arrived minutes later. The man survived. When reporters asked the boy how he knew what to do, he smiled and said, "Because once, a teacher taught me what compassion looks like." Moral of the story: the most powerful lessons aren't written on blackboards, they recarved into hearts through empathy. If you believe kindness is the greatest education, comment compassion, and share this story to remind others that humanity always matters most.